Ethan Brooks adjusted the collar of his faded blue shirt as he stepped into the elegant restaurant, wondering for the 100th time why he had agreed to a blind date. His 8-year-old daughter, Lily, had begged him to give love another chance after seeing him spend years focused only on work and parenting. His best friend insisted he had found the perfect woman, kind, intelligent, and understanding, but refused to reveal her name. Ethan arrived 15 minutes early and chose a quiet corner near the window. While waiting, he noticed a confident woman sitting alone at the next table. She appeared to be in her early 50s, dressed in a tailored navy suit with silver streaks in her neatly styled hair. Her calm smile and graceful posture caught everyone's attention without her even trying. She occasionally checked her watch, then looked toward the entrance as though expecting someone. Ethan recognized her almost instantly. It was Victoria Langford, the respected CEO of the company where he worked as a senior architect. Although he had only spoken to her a handful of times during company meetings, everyone admired her leadership. She was known for remembering employees' names, supporting struggling families, and making difficult decisions with remarkable fairness. Feeling slightly nervous, Ethan avoided making eye contact. The last thing he wanted was for his CEO to think he was spying on her personal evening. He looked down at his phone, pretending to read emails while silently hoping his date would arrive soon. A few minutes later, Victoria stood, smiled warmly, and walked directly toward him. "Ethan," she asked gently. He looked up in complete surprise. "Victoria. Ms. Langford." She laughed softly. "Outside the office, I prefer Victoria." His mouth opened slightly before he managed to answer. "Wait, you're my blind date?" "It seems we were both kept in the dark," she replied with an amused smile. "My sister insisted I stop working every weekend and meet someone who values family more than status. I suppose your friend and my sister have been planning this together." Ethan couldn't help but laugh, his nervousness slowly fading. "Well," he admitted, "I definitely wasn't expecting to have dinner with my CEO. Neither was I expecting to meet one of my most respected employees." They sat across from each other, both smiling at the unlikely coincidence. For a moment, silence settled between them, but it wasn't uncomfortable. Instead, it felt like two people realizing first impressions had been completely wrong. "I should probably tell you something," Ethan said carefully. "I'm a single father before I'm anything else." Victoria's eyes softened. "I know." He blinked. "You do. I've read employee family profiles for our education assistance program," she explained. "Your daughter won last year's Young Artist Scholarship. Her drawing still hangs in one of our community offices." Ethan looked genuinely touched. "She spent weeks on that drawing. I could tell." The waiter arrived with menus, but neither seemed in a hurry to order. Their conversation flowed naturally. Victoria admitted that despite leading a billion-dollar company, evenings often felt painfully quiet. Years earlier, she had devoted everything to building the business after losing her husband to illness. Success filled boardrooms but never replaced companionship. Ethan shared his own journey, losing his wife during childbirth complications, learning to braid Lily's hair from online videos, attending every school play, and discovering that love could exist in countless forms beyond romance. Victoria listened without interruption, not as a CEO evaluating an employee, but as a woman hearing another person's heart. "You've done something extraordinary," she finally said. "I've just been a dad." "Exactly." Her answer surprised him. "So many people chase titles," she continued. "You've spent years raising a little girl who knows she's loved every single day. That's a greater achievement than any business award." No executive speech had ever impressed Ethan as much as those simple words. The conversation drifted toward books, travel dreams, embarrassing cooking disasters, and childhood memories. They laughed more than either expected. Ethan realized Victoria possessed a playful sense of humor, hidden beneath her professional image. She admitted she still loved strawberry ice cream, old jazz records, and rainy Sunday mornings spent reading novels. Eventually, Ethan confessed something he had been too embarrassed to mention. "I almost canceled tonight." "Why?" "I assumed any successful woman would think my life was complicated." Victoria smiled kindly. "Ethan, complicated people usually have the most interesting stories." She paused before adding with quiet honesty. "And for what it's worth, I almost canceled because I thought no one would want to date a woman older than they are." He met her eyes. "I don't see your age." "What do you see?" He answered without hesitation. "I see someone who built an incredible company without losing her kindness." For the first time that evening, Victoria seemed genuinely speechless. The waiter returned with dessert menus, but neither noticed immediately. Instead, they continued talking until the restaurant had emptied around them. When the bill arrived, Victoria reached for it. Ethan gently stopped her. "Tonight, we're not CEO and employee." She smiled. No. Just two people who were tricked into having dinner." She laughed so hard several nearby guests glanced over. As they walked outside beneath the glowing city lights, Ethan's phone buzzed. A photo message from Lily appeared. It showed a handwritten note that read, "Good luck, Daddy. Whoever she is, I hope she makes you smile again." Victoria read it over his shoulder. "Your daughter is remarkable. She really is. I'd like to meet her someday, if she approves." Ethan smiled wider than he had in years. "I have a feeling she'd insist." They stood together for another quiet moment before saying goodnight, both realizing the evening had begun with awkward surprises but ended with genuine hope. Neither knew where the future would lead, yet both understood that the best chapters of life often begin when expectations disappear. Sometimes love doesn't arrive exactly as imagined. It simply walks over from the next table, offers a warm smile, and changes everything with one unexpected hello.